Today on the American Truck Podcast, Xbox One Scorpio has been named and the specs released. Destiny 2 is releasing early. Planet Coaster is getting a free summer update. And Dr. Ubershadow is upset about Fallout 4 VR. Hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast with Andrew C.
And Jefferson B.
I'm dying.
And Freelance Gamer. And we have a special guest, Mike's new computer spider.
Hooray! Have we given the computer spider a name yet?
No, I was going to let Mike choose a name.
It's not gonna live too long to have a name.
Give it a name. Give it a name before you kill it. Give it an honorable death.
Can we at least assign it a number and be like the dystopian future that we all are inevitably headed towards?
All right. We're not getting political again.
John.
Calm down there.
I'm not. I'm just getting sci-fi.
What's Jean Valjean's number? 682.
24601.
24601. Yeah, there we go.
Spider 24601, you are my hero.
There you go. That's
Shout out to you, Spider 24601.
He was known as Jim to his friends.
But everybody
And
else
then
called him 24601.
And I'm planning diabolical schemes of how to kill him.
Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by the Spider 24601 Foundation, bringing awareness to arachnids everywhere of why you should never crawl into Mike's computer. The Spider 24601 Foundation, coming soon to a gaming podcast near you.
Or Twitch.
Or possibly Twitch.
Twitch.
That's true. Hey, you never know. We could do things. But for right now, we're a gaming news podcast.
That has not yet moved to Twitch. Hint, hint. Nudge,
Hint,
nudge.
hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hint, hint.
Hello and
wink,
welcome
wink,
to the
wink.
Hint, Hint, Nudge, Nudge podcast with Dr.
yeah.
Ubershadow, Dr. Ubershadow,
With,
and the spider formerly known as Jim.
Yep.
He's not dead yet.
He's not dead, Jim.
See, there's like two different ways.
Not
This
that
is so
Jim
good.
joke, right? That was good.
Yeah, and I got the Monty Python reference in. This is a good ending podcast. Can we just end after tonight?
Oh my
I
goodness.
totally was the one who was in favor of this. You guys were all like, no, it's 150. And I'm like, but in case you haven't caught on, we've been thinking about killing this thing.
Yeah, we're moving that way.
So, this is the last one you ever see.
Then you'll know
it's been
why.
a good time.
No, it hasn't. For the past 50, it hasn't.
Whoa, calm down there. Someone's bitter.
Slow your roll there, Salty McSaltface.
Someone.
I haven't brought my pretzels yet.
We actually had a legitimate conversation, me and Mike, about this, where
Yo.
we both agreed, ever since we stopped driving the actual trailers, we stopped caring.
Dude, that's like 100 episodes ago.
I know!
That's not the last like 50 episodes. No, that's like 100 episodes.
No,
This is-
I accepted it for 50, where I was like, alright, it works, whatever. I resented it post that point. Post that point? Yeah, there we go.
Well, I guess it's
I don't know.
official. This is the last episode of the American Truck Podcast.
Is that a thing now, I guess?
Seems like it.
Damn!
Seems
We can always
well.
edit it out if he's wrong.
It seems like
Yeah.
that's the executive decision that's just been made here.
Shall we at least if this is gonna be the last one, let's start it up on a good one.
So,
With genocide of all spiders and flies alike.
that might be a bit extreme. It
That
might
did escalate
be-
quite quickly.
It might be too far.
We
the
might lose our
spiders-
sponsorship from the Spider 24601 Foundation. We could be non-advertiser friendly right now.
That would be unfortunate. We gotta.
It's the last one!
We gotta stay advertiser friendly here.
That's true.
To appease our advertisers, of course, we must talk about some E3 things. Mostly all E3 things, to be honest. 1, 2. No, I'm just kidding. The Xbox One, 2.
Oh my goodness. You've been saving that joke, haven't you?
A little bit. Yeah. So.
Oh no, it's the Xbox One X1.
So 10, the Xbox
this
One 10. Yeah, that's right. So the Xbox One Scorpio was the project name for this console that was going to replace the Xbox One for a long time now, and it's a way better name than the name that the actual console was given, which is Xbox One X, which I'm now going to refer to as Xbox One 10 because it's just like Mac OS 10 is an X. So.
Right. Well, it's like if we can slap an X or a Pro after the end of something, we instantly can make it better.
Yeah, so
We
Xbox
get that
One 10.
license.
This thing's going to have a 6 teraflop GPU. It's going to have an 8-core CPU, both of which are going to be made by AMD. Nice little system on a chip here. It's going to have 12 gigs of GDDR5 RAM, so that's the fancier, faster graphics card memory they're using for the whole system. 9 gigs of that are going to be dedicated just to games. The rest are going to be dedicated to overhead and different things that the system needs to maintain a playable state.
That must be a fancy overhead.
Oh, it must be, and the fact, especially because it's going to be GDDR5 RAM. It's not like we're talking old school DDR4 or DDR3 RAMs here. We're talking the faster, better graphics RAM. That's typically not.
We're talking about this is just raw power. Like this is drinking from the fire hose right now.
Pretty much.
So what kind of a display are we expecting to come off of something like this? Like how good of an output?
Well, we're going to get 60 frames per second at 4K. Supposedly.
That's impressive. All
That's
right,
what they're saying
I
at
can
least. And it's going to also have a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player built into it, so you can you watch all those fancy movies as well when you're not playing your games.
Yeah, that sweet high dynamic range content, which is noticeably better according to all the comparative tests, and this is a little bit more than just marketing hype. So I think it's gonna be great.
Indeed, it's also got a 1 terabyte hard drive stock.
Kind of need it.
It's going to be compatible with all Xbox One accessories and your entire Xbox One game library.
Fantastic. Now, is it going to upconvert from original Xbox One titles?
I would imagine it will. It also will do some kind of wizarding of downscaling for people who don't have a 4K TV. So if you have a 1080p display, it'll actually cram all them glorious pixels down into 1080p, and you'll get an even better view there.
Okay, I was thinking they would just push for more frames at that resolution, but hey, that works also.
No, it's some magical wizardry right there.
I'm all for the wizardry. Do we have a release date or a price yet on this?
Oh, we do. We sure do. It's going to be November 7th. That's when you're going to see this console coming out, and it's going to come out for the low price of $499.
Yeah, actually, that's not too bad. That's competitive with a PC of similar spec.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, 8-core processor, graphics of gooberness, and
yeah.
I mean, we talked last week about the iMac Pro. That thing's got up to 22 teraflops. This thing's got 6. So
yeah. Well,
I want to say that's
you're not doing CPU intensive things though on a game console.
1060 or 1070, I think, was somewhere in that 6 to 7 teraflop range. So
yeah. No, this is probably gonna be Ryzen architecture of some form.
So solid mid-range.
Oh yeah.
Graphicalness there, and for only 60 frames per second and 4K, it sounds like a typical console thing. I will be surprised if it actually runs at 60 frames per second though, because consoles always are said, oh yeah, it's gonna have 60 frames. Oh, it's got 32 frames. Oh, look at that! Look at it! It's got 32 frames, guys. It's amazing.
Well, it's also a matter of what developer is gonna be like, all right, we're gonna make a 100 gigabyte sized game. We're gonna have to host and push that around, but it's gonna be in 4K 60.
True.
Nobody does that.
No one's gonna do that. But a lot of people are patching their titles, and they are going to be pushing towards the 4K ness. Whether it's gonna be 60 frames per second, who knows though.
Hey, more power to them. I can see right now my data cap slowly weeping in a corner.
Gotta move somewhere without data caps.
Yeah.
You're gonna live with the glorious Xbox One 10.
Yeah, right. Or I could just enjoy my PC Master Race.
This is
and,
true. You could do that too.
Just do my thing.
You very well could
my
do
thing
that.
over here.
Now, speaking of Xbox, they have also announced that the original Xbox games are going to be coming to the Xbox One. For a long time, we've talked about how the fact that there was no backwards compatibility with the Xbox One until they started to bring old games over to the console, and they started to slowly roll out backwards compatibility. Well, it turns out that was a load of malarkey.
Wait. So you're telling me they weren't doing this whole virtual console, like Netflix of games thing that everybody was teasing about?
No, they totally were, but they're now saying that if you've got your original Xbox game discs, you can just cram those things right into the Xbox One. It'll work fine.
What? The Xbox One X.
Wait, the X or the original Xbox One?
Both.
They said both. From what they did, the thing I read did not say specifically that was talking about the X.
BRB, going to my local GameStop.
That was literally what someone said, was go to your game store and buy back all your games you sold.
Yeah, man. Now is that
Well,
that's
I'm
only
gonna be
Xbox?
I'm gonna be curious how they
Is
do
that
that.
Is that Xbox 360
It's gonna be just
also?
a software update, guaranteed. It's all that it's.
It's
This was all locked out. There's no way that that they were just making it so that you could move. Because I remember the same thing happened with Xbox 360 games. You could plug you could put your disc right into the console after they made it compatible.
Right.
It's just that they didn't make every game compatible yet. So now they've just opened it up to all the games.
Yeah.
So
So
this
with
was
the original
artificially held
Xbox,
back
though-
for no reason.
Oh, of course. Except for the release it as a perk. But
Right.
here's my question: those games rock 480 by 340.
Oh yeah.
Upscaling.
Oh, that'd be an
They're gonna have a
upscale.
hard. How? Well, here's the thing: even if you upscale it, they're not wide.
Upscale to the max.
I mean, upscale it and give me letter bars. That's fine. I don't mind that when it comes to rocking my like original copies of Halo Combat Evolved.
Let's see if they do.
Right.
I'm
So-
curious to see if they do.
So who knows what's gonna happen with that? You know,
Oh,
it's because they
Actually, I can test this. I have an Xbox One in the house now.
And then the biggest thing
X that
that's here is they're doing System Link across all 3 console generations.
So LAN parties again? For
LAN
8-way
parties
multiplayer?
across generation, yeah. So if you've got an Xbox One, an Xbox... Well, now here's the weird thing. I know for a fact they said about the... they said this related to the Xbox, or the original Xbox. So are we calling the 3 generations the Xbox One, and the Xbox 110, or are we calling this the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One?
That article is probably referring to the Xbox One and back, and so it's not considering the One X yet.
As a
It's
new,
not there
you're
yet.
not calling. We're not probably not calling that a current console yet.
Well,
Correct.
I would say the One X to me feels like the PS4 Pro, where it's
But
kind
that
of
was
this
sup-
upgrade to keep it going.
But that was supposed to be the Xbox One Slim.
Right.
It's supposed to be the
Oh,
quote
that's
answer
true.
to the PS4
But there was
Pro.
a PS4 Slim before there was the Pro.
Right. But that was just the same as the PS.
Yeah, you're making a really
PS4.
great point, but it's the naming convention though is what's tripping me.
Yeah, exactly. You have the
So-
Xbox One Slim, which is different than the Xbox One 10 Slim, because
Right.
it's smaller than the Slim.
Right. What? Oh yeah,
Yep.
I saw the launch trailer. Yeah, this is getting weird.
This is why
more
naming
research is
scheme
required.
is so important.
It really is though. This is how you market and name your product. Like
This is why I'm calling this the Xbox 110, because it makes more sense.
that's pretty much all we got at this point.
Makes more sense than what they were calling it.
Yep.
But just to move away from that, because that's all we got on Xbox, well, directly Xbox at least, Destiny 2 has had quite a bit more information released about it.
Woot
First
woot.
off, we know that the launch date for consoles has been moved up by 2 days. It's now going to release on the PS4 and Xbox One on September 6th instead of the 8th. So you can get that game 2 days earlier. We also know that it's going to release on PC a month and a half later on October 24th.
Not a complaint in the world here
so
from this one.
not
I am
too much
all
long of a
over.
wait for that. As long as it
assuming
doesn't
there
get
are no
delayed.
delays.
Yeah.
This is assuming everything runs smoothly between now and the time it gets pushed to the servers.
Correct. So there is going to be a beta. There technically will be 2 betas. The console beta will start on July 21st. I didn't write down how long they will be though, so I'm not sure about that. And then the PC beta will be in late August. No actual concrete date on that one though. There
no.
will be a variety of early access times for those who are in the different early access programs on both PS4 and Xbox One. Bungie did, however, make sure that people understood that this Destiny 2 is not going to be a port for PC. It is 100% native to PC, and it will be completely written for the platform. It's not going to be just a console game that's been brought over.
I'm very actually quite pleased that was something that they clarified, just because as somebody who's going to be buying this on the PC, it's good to know that you are not you're not just the second class citizen, that like somebody actually did take the time to make sure that you get the game that you pay for.
Exactly, which is a super
You know?
important thing. I know there's been tons of questions about that recently with, well, is it really a port if the architecture of the way that the consoles are is basically a PC? There's been a lot of back and forth on that, of course. So it is very good to see they were very upfront in saying, no, listen, this is not a port. It is 100% release, developed directly for the platform. So we can look forward to that, and I will definitely be playing the beta on that to see whether I hate Destiny, because I've never played the Destiny 1. So
I'm just looking forward to seeing if my PC can handle it right now, or if an upgrade is in my not too distant future.
now, one of the games that, of course, has been near and dear to most people here is Planet Coaster. Even if they're not a coaster tycoon type person, you know, just seeing this thing kind of destroy Atari, it's been kind of amusing. Planet Coaster is getting a summer update, and that summer update is going to bring, most importantly, 30 different types of fireworks, which allows you to build fireworks displays
in like super high PC wonderful resolutions.
Oh yeah.
I mean, dude, pop me some popcorn, man. I'm all in. I'm all for it. Let's do it.
And of course, it's going to add some new rides as well. Tons of, like, probably 10, 15 new things, just ride related. There's a sequence editor thing for making different displays, and you can add music to it and lights and synchronize them all together and make a show out of it. Like, the amount of options you have with it are actually kind of staggering.
Staggering, I think, is an understatement in describing the amount of customization that I'm hearing. You especially given enough time, you could almost like create your own. Well, yeah, you create your own theme park from the ground up and live in it. I mean, you could be your own Walt Disney, or I guess if you really want to get weird, your own Michael Jackson.
You could also probably build your own Disney.
Or your own thing that traps children.
Oh, that.
Yep, that got dark quick.
It sure did. Sure did. But for those who are interested in this game or already have it, whatnot, that is going to release June 27th and free as always. They recently were asked whether they would start to go and release DLCs, and they were like, "Well, they've been trying to push us that way, but we don't see it happening anytime soon." So
Hooray.
Frontier is very standing firm on their anti-DLC stance for this game, which is wonderful.
anti-paid DLC stance.
Correct, paid DLC. Technically this is not DLC. It's just an update to the game. You'll get it in the patch as a patch just on the 27th.
Oh gosh, wow, that's really convenient.
Yep, exactly. Not even DLC. Don't even have to opt into it. You just get it, which is the way that games should be made.
Good guy, Frontier.
Exactly, they sure are.
I mean, games that should be already like made fully and not have to pay for more of a game that you already own.
You know, I think I know where you're going there. You want to talk a little more about that?
Yeah, I think it's a bad idea. Because, you know...
We're good. Next topic.
bad idea should be at least, like, free or heavily discounted for people who are on the game, and, I still think that VR is a stupid gimmick, and I would only want it for the Star Trek game.
You heard it here.
In the topic.
That is the
That's
official
right. That does
word.
now make me want to figure out a cheapskate way of creating the Star Trek game or porting the Star Trek game to be like played on super cheap hardware. Oh, there goes the rest of my evening.
There you go.
I thought I was going to be reading gummy bear stories, but no.
No. You got to do that instead.
No.
One final thing here to end on. The big craze, of course, last year was the NES Classic, and turns out that Sega and Atari do not want to be left out on this. They are creating their own micro consoles. You're going to have the Atari Flashback 8 Gold, which is going to have 120 built-in games. It's going to come with 2 wireless controllers, and as well as having 2 ports for wired controllers. And it's going to support 720p HDMI output. And it is going to have full support for rewind and fast forward and game save built in. And they're also going to be doing a Sega Genesis Flashback, which is going to have 85 built-in games, wireless controllers, and it's going to have, most importantly, cartridge support, which means it will support most Sega Genesis and Mega Drive games.
BRB, going back to GameStop after I just spent all that money on Xbox games
Yeah, now you got to go pick up all your Sega games that you threw out.
that I didn't play because I was a Nintendo kid.
See, I was
Yeah.
both. I was both.
You were both.
I was.
We never were able to, we never got around to actually booting back up your Sega.
This is true. Yeah, once I finally found the display cord, because I lost that for a while.
Right? Oh, you did find it.
I found it. Yeah, it was in a drawer that I didn't expect it to be in.
That's fair.
Yep. So I do have a functioning one of those. And it's these pair of consoles are going to be released in September. No word
Nice.
on pricing, and no word on an exact date either. But know that they are coming, and you'll be able to buy those and cram those into people's stockings for Christmas.
And hopefully they won't short sale and not make any more of them for no explicit reason.
You know, and I'm actually curious what kind of price they might stick on these, because they could definitely go Nintendo's style and make them dirt cheap,
Sure.
and then not make enough of them, and then discontinue them at some point. Or they could make them wicked expensive.
I could go between 50 and 100. I think that's a fair market price.
Yes.
For something that has all of that IP crammed into it, because you literally have to track down these guys that have been out of the game for 10, 15 years.
True.
Because of the way that old software is just nuts in the amount of people that you have to try and find in order just to get permission. It's quite the nuts.
This is very true. This is very true.
Peanuts.
But with that, that is it. That is all we have for today on this special E3 podcast as I smoosh a bug. Victory. Be sure to look for our Twitch accounts. You'll see both freelance and iStreaming. Mine is iAndrewC, and Kyle's is a freelance gamer. And we'll definitely put those down in the description so you can get those. We stream Monday and Thursday co-ops.
Correct.
With the two of
And
us.
then Wednesday I do a stream now with Dr. Ubershadow up there. Fridays I do a solo stream generally, or random, so it might be me playing with other people sometimes. If we ever have audience members who want to play, that'd probably be when I do it. And then at some point, I don't know, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with this Tuesday bracket. Because we got this Tuesday that we normally use this for. This is when this is recorded, so we might end up using Tuesday for something new.
Yeah. And so definitely stay tuned to that. And of course, if you like this episode, make sure you hit the like button. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one.